On behalf of CBRE, we are excited to present our post-COVID office design concept. And while COVID has limited our ability to be face-to-face, COVID has enabled happy collaborations like this competition from across businesses and disciplines globally. I'm Erin Miller, based in Charlotte, North Carolina, and team leader for the CBRE team. I'm joined locally by fellow CoreNet Carolinas chapter member Megan Spagnolo, project manager in CBRE's Greenville, South Carolina office, and Tim Taylor, senior program manager of ESG, based in Charlotte, North Carolina. Rounding out the expertise on our team are Peter Van Emberg, CBRE's global corporate real estate leader and former CoreNet Mid-Atlantic chapter president, as well as Tina Lamke, Senior Director of CBRE Design. Balance is a key theme for our post-COVID design and reflected in our design statement. The office environment for 2022 and beyond will further the themes of flexibility, inclusivity, collaboration, and duality, as employers and employees continue to fine-tune the balance between places, spaces, and experiences. This balance will define the workplace experience. Our design concept will address how we evaluate real estate in support of a balanced hybrid work model, and we'll highlight our research into me work versus us work and how we've begun to apply this learning to CBRE's own 360 office in Greenville, South Carolina. And finally, we'll overview how places and spaces ultimately drive individual employee experiences. With that, I will hand it over to Peter Van Emberg, CBRE's global real estate leader.
Thanks so much, Erin. So the future of work really means asking ourselves, how will we support the new normal of hybrid work post-pandemic? At CBRE, we are reevaluating our portfolio strategy as an ecosystem of intentional destinations that complement, not compete with the convenience of working from home. We view cities as important hubs to attract and retain diverse talent, reflecting not just gateway cities, but reflective of the clients that we are serving. Our CBRE Workplace 360 offices will continue to be flexible, free address, unassigned offices, intentionally designed for collaboration with the right experience and technology enhancements that support work and drive business revenue. The experience of going to a CBRE office will reflect and amplify our highly collaborative and inclusive culture. This elevated experience is supported by our mobile app technology called Host, which serves a dual purpose of connecting the concierge front of house personnel to a mobile platform that supports the evolving needs of employees and guests. Now, thinking about site selection, CBRE's workplaces are our best sales tools. We build cutting edge showcases that spotlight the company's capabilities, and that starts with finding the right space. For our post-pandemic real estate strategy, we're prioritizing not just interesting buildings. We have adjusted our site selection scorecard to weight factors such as indoor air quality, MERV filtration, and access to functional outdoor spaces as highly preferred. Now I'd like to turn it over to Tim to explain and walk through why healthy buildings are just so important to us. Tim?
Thank you, Peter. The design focus pre-COVID was on the efficiency of the space and creating the least amount of impact on the environment. In the post-COVID design, tenants will also be looking for a layer of spaces that protect their most valuable resource, their people, to make sure that they are safe and healthy. The office space must be comfortable in terms of lighting, noise levels, and thermal comfort, but the definition of the healthy workplace has become much clearer over the last 12 months. Technology within the space will need to monitor the quality of the space in terms of the air and the water, and create an automatic feedback loop for the facilities management team plus occupants. The employee experience will include world-class amenities, but with real-time diagnosis for the health of the building. Now I'll pass it over to Tina, who will be presenting on how the design space is evolving.
Thanks. So in the future, we will need to encourage employees to use the office as a destination of choice. Occupiers are going to have to rethink what their offices can deliver that is really unique compared to the experience of working remote. The office's new purpose will be to provide a venue for community, culture, and collaboration. Employees are going to be spending less time on individual and focused tasks while on site, but more time collaborating, networking, and socializing. The composition of the office will have to adjust to reflect this change. So you'll see here we have 3 different plans. Based on clients' requests in 2020 and 2021, we know activity-based work is going to be the new baseline with flexible furniture. Team-based work is meant to be for those who can do focused work at home or remotely, but want to collaborate with their team. And then finally, event-based work, which is the most progressive, is the notion that most work can be done at home, but the office becomes a connector for workshops, client meetings, and events. But our technology must adapt to create a mixed presence approach. I'll hand it over to Megan, who's going to speak to the new Greenville office that's going to showcase our new workplace strategy.
Thank you, Tina. And like many large companies, CBRE has standards when selecting locations and developing workplaces. But CBRE also incorporates a location's history, culture, and identity into each office. Greenville, South Carolina has a rich history with textiles and mills that played a large part in the local economy well into the 1960s. The mills have since been redeveloped, displaying the resiliency of the region. We want employees to feel a connection to the area's rich history and feel a part in an ever-evolving economy. Greenville's office is located in the heart of the CBD, close to parks, restaurants, and theaters, embracing all of the amenities Greenville has to offer. The office is LEED certified, showing our commitment to our employees' well-being and health. So it was critically important to develop a space that promotes collaboration, conversation, and innovation. Our unassigned seating allows people to sit wherever they feel they will be most productive. If 5 people are working on a particular project, they can easily work together in either workbenches or group-based cluster seating. There's always a need for a place to have private conversations, so we have the quiet havens for people to utilize. The spaces are cleaned each night, ensuring an unsoiled work environment every day. And now I'll hand it over to Peter to talk about the employee experience.
Thanks, Megan, and thank you for your leadership in delivering Greenville. I personally can't wait for it to open. So perhaps most importantly, we need to think about elevating the experience of going to work as it competes with the convenience of just working at home. How can we put technology for work to work? We're going to have to make the experience of work more frictionless and enjoyable for our employees. We'll need to support mobility and the choice of our employees to give them really a compelling why to come back to the corporate office. With the right site and healthy environment, the highly collaborative and flexible office will be a wow showcase and sales tool to drive our business revenue goals. Our workplace will feature more inclusive design features and enhancements to attract a more diverse talent pool, way beyond needed in commercial real estate. And that needs to be supported by professional development and intentional peer interaction in the workplace. At the same time, our corporate real estate team now has a way to measure progress. You've heard of Internet of Things, or IoT. Well, this is IOB, the Internet of Behaviors. So through the data that's produced by the app and through the sensor technology in the workplace, we're now in a position to track how our people are actually showing up and using the space post-pandemic. So we'll be able to see how people are coming back and returning to the workplace in real time. This measurement of our spaces will then directly feed back into our enterprise portfolio strategy. Because without the actual data, it's really anybody's guess on how and why employees will be coming back to work. So on behalf of CBRE, thank you for your consideration, and thank you for allowing us to present on CBRE's post-COVID strategy.